All right, we got 4 minutes until New York Open. I want to run through what I'm looking at quickly. So overall, I still think things look bullish. Market Cipher looks bullish on most time frames. We're still in bullish market structure on most time frames, pretty much from the weekly down to maybe the 30-minute. The only market structure that we have transitioned back to bearish is the 10-minute right now, and even that one is a little iffy. That's only if you want to call this a higher low, higher high, because we have broken that right over here. And if I actually put a horizontal line there, you can see that we have closed candles down below that low. So technically a low time frame transition, but other than that, from the weekly down to, whatever, the 30-minute, the 15-minute, we're still in bullish market structure. And so far, since getting a move up to the pretty much high of this range, if you want to call it a range, we swept all this liquidity, something that I was looking to happen. The only liquidity that we didn't take yet is the highs. And, who knows if there's actually that much liquidity up there. Most of it probably would have been down here and down here. So since sweeping that liquidity, we have just pretty much been ranging. And I've taken a couple scalp trades inside of this range, mostly longs, and I am in 2 longs right now. So I closed out the long that I took from the low of this move, which I think, not exactly the low, but right before we pumped. I think I took a long right in this area, and I closed that out because I didn't have much of it left open anyway. I would rather just look for a new position, take my profits, and try and enter a new long if I see an opportunity. So I am in 2 long trades right now from this little range, and that is it. And the first long that I took was right here as we took out this low. Even though we closed below this 10-minute higher low, it was a very slight break. And I saw some reason to want to long after we got that drop, so I'll quickly use bar replay here. And I pretty much used that strategy I talked about in my last video, combining Market Cipher B with Market Cipher DBSI. So we got this move down. We got a pretty nice reaction back up, even though we got some closes down below it. Overall, we got a good reaction back above the higher low, kind of back into this little range. And we did see divergences at this low on the 10-minute and across some other time frames like the 15, the 12. And from there, I was pretty much just waiting until DBSI started showing some bullish strength. So what I wanted to see is 3 consecutively increasing candles with the bullish number on the DBSI going from very low to relatively high, or at least above 15. And I don't exactly remember what time frame I was looking at it on. Maybe it was a 5-minute, maybe it was a 12, I don't know. But, here on the 12, we did see that. And if I exit replay mode, I can figure out exactly where I entered. I entered this trade right about here because this wick did not come down to my entry yet. So this was my entry right about here, and my stop loss was below the 886. I already took profit on this, so I got at least a break even locked in. And with this strategy, usually, you end up having a larger stop loss than I like to have, but, I'm trying it out anyway. I'm basically looking for Market Cipher and DBSI to show me, the larger moves before they happen. And so, I'm willing to use a larger stop loss to hopefully, capture a larger move. So I am still in this trade. There is still a possibility that it ends up continuing to run. And it's pretty much the same strategy with this trade. This was an order block retest. So we had a 5-minute order block, I think. And yeah, we did. We came down. We actually grabbed liquidity from this. So I'm sure some people longed this as soon as we got a bounce in here. We took out the initial longs. And from there, it was the same strategy. I was looking for a divergence on Market Cipher B. We did get that, although it was kind of slight. We did see that. And then I just waited until DBSI started showing some bullish strength. And so I ended up entering right here. And this trade is doing a little bit better than the one I entered earlier than this one. A lot of times you can get better risk reward waiting for a retest or something like that rather than just trying to grab along from the low. And this is a good example of that because this trade right now has already got to move up to 3R, whereas the other one only was like 1.7. So, in terms of risk reward, this was a better trade, but I have profits locked in on both of them, and hopefully they can continue to run because I am feeling bullish. I think there's a good chance that we at least come up for this high again. So that's just a new strategy I've been trying out, trying to combine Market Cipher B with Market Cipher DBSI. I think this is a good tool. I just haven't used it much, so I'm starting to use it more, trying to get used to it. And so far, this has been a decent strategy using it. Just looking for that DBSI to point in your direction after seeing a divergence on Market Cipher B. And Market Cipher is right now on sale. If you were looking to get Market Cipher, it is 40% off right now. This code is not going to last for too much longer, I don't think. Probably just over the weekend. So if you were interested in getting Market Cipher, you can get 40% off right now if you use this code. So if you are considering buying Market Cipher and you want to use that 40% off, I would really appreciate it if you would use my referral link, which is in the description of all my videos. So New York opened 3 minutes ago, and right now I do have some levels of resistance that I may be interested in shorting if we see confirmations there. I would like to hedge my trades since only 2 trades I'm in are long, so if I see confirmations for a short, then I would be interested in it. And up here we have some supply zones, some 5-minute order blocks. I think they both are. This one's a 5-minute, and yeah, that one is also a 5-minute order block. And I would be more interested, I think, in this higher one because we can kind of grab liquidity from this high, get a move into that order block. But I have this one marked out as well because, there's a chance that we front run this high, we don't take it out. And if that's the case and we start seeing reversal signals inside of this order block, then there's a chance we never end up making a run for this high. So 2 zones I have marked out locally inside this range, and then other than that, I would be watching this high for a potential SFP. And to the downside, really the only other area I would be interested in, well, hang on, let's see, is that an order block or was that tagged? That was tagged already. So we can check for another order block on this low down here, and there actually is one. So we do have a 10-minute order block down here that we have not tagged yet. We came very close to it here, so maybe we can even kind of run this liquidity, get maybe an SFP that low into this order block. So that is a potential idea. And other than that, I would probably be looking at the low, potentially SFPing this low. And I have a box marked out down here. I guess this might be another order block. Let me go over here. Yeah, this is a 5-minute order block. So, I would be interested in this 10-minute order block and then maybe an SFP this low into this order block. And that's pretty much all I'm looking at in terms of levels. In terms of the more macro, really we just kind of have to see if we're going to take out this high. If we take out this high and we close a weekly candle up here, then that will be a significant development. We will then move the weekly higher low to right down here, and we would be continuing the primary weekly structure because we have had a primary weekly break-in structure after breaking this last lower high. So, now if we close a weekly candle up here, this would be the weekly higher low. And I think that would open the door for some potentially much higher prices, maybe coming back up to some of the resistance that we have up in this area. And I think there is definitely a possibility of that. The weekly time frame is printing a green dot. The weekly money flow has been increasing for a good amount of time here since December, since the beginning of this year. Basically, the money flow has been increasing, not exactly the whole time. We had this little dip in the money flow, but right now it is curving back to the upside. The VWAP got a sharp turn to the upside right here. So the weekly is looking relatively bullish, I would say. The daily time frame money flow is kind of aggressively, well, somewhat aggressively, I would say, turning back to the upside. And I think this 4-hour is showing some decent signs of continuation here, with the VWAP turning back to the upside as the money flow is very thick in the green, kind of getting a local turn to the upside here. Across some other time frames, we're kind of seeing similar things. You can see momentum kind of dip down here, and now it's curving back to the upside. Although this 1-hour wave does look like it could top out here, so maybe we chop around in this little range for a little bit longer. Maybe that'll bring us back down to the lows to maybe get another long opportunity if this 1-hour tops out. But overall, I think most time frames are looking, pretty bullish, and I would say I'm pretty optimistic that eventually we will continue this uptrend here. Looking at market structure on some of the higher time frames, we pretty much just got one move to the upside here. So, like looking at 4-hour structure, I can actually turn on my 4-hour structure and we can update this. So we broke 4-hour structure right here. We put in a higher low and then a higher high. That's pretty much all that has happened on this 4-hour. So this, last move to the upside was pretty much one stretch in this 4-hour market structure, which means technically we can retrace all the way back down to somewhere around here, still put in a higher low, still put in a higher high. Although I wouldn't like to do this, I would prefer if we could maybe put in a higher low much higher. That would look much better for, continuation of this bullish move to the upside. I really wouldn't want to retrace all the way back down this far, but we could technically and still remain bullish based on this 4-hour structure. So, and yeah, that's pretty much all that I'm looking at right now. In the meantime, I'm just trading this local range so long as we're trading inside of it, and if we break one way or another, then we can come up with some other ideas. But for right now, I think most likely scenario is we continue ranging here, maybe get one more fake out to the downside, and then continue on our way to the upside. At least that's my opinion. I think things are looking bullish still. Originally I thought we would just get a move up to grab this liquidity and maybe then put in a lower high. At least considering the daily structure, because the daily higher low is right there. So maybe we just grab liquidity from this, SFP it, don't close above it. But so far we have closed above it, and we are still seeing signs that the bulls are in control, I guess. So it is seeming like a more bullish move than I was anticipating, which I am completely cool with. I would, at this point, prefer if we can get a move higher to maybe like 30 something K, 38, somewhere around there. But in order to do that, we first have to get above this high, and we have to close a weekly candle above this high. So let's see if we can do that. All right, well, that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I really appreciate all of the support on my channel, and I will see you all in the next video.